Did the Palestinians actually take civilian hostage, or is that fake news? I don't care.
Yeah, the occupiers are not civilian.
First of all, just straight off the bat,
the person that's targeting is Hakim. He is a doctor in Iraq. I think he will probably have a much more ruthless how he feels about American forces and what they've done to his home.
I'm pretty sure is all.
Listen, okay. I don't have any problems on its face with like Hasan endlessly justifying the tanky, like, well, of course this guy's from Iraq, of course this guy's going to have issues with the US, blah, blah. That's fine, but there's like, if you can do like the levels of horrible people that exist on the planet, okay, like the best people are people that have empathy and compassion for everybody. Then the next level are people that are sociopaths and don't care about anybody. But the worst people on the planet are the selective empathy people, okay? That is the absolute worst of the worst, because they seem like they care. They lead you in bad directions. They seem like, but the selective empathy stuff is the worst type of thing you could do. The thing is that this guy's justified, right, the murder of every single person that's perceived to be a settler, which is incompatible with today's world, right? That would be insane.
And that's why I say, if it was settlers, that would be a lot more understandable. Yeah. But let's not obfuscate. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
But the babies that killed were not.
I know.
Okay, so
now that we establish that,
yeah.
No, hold on. Now that we establish that, the other school of thought here is that all matter of Israelis living on Israel proper are they're also doing the exact same thing in the eyes of some. I do not agree with that, because I don't think that is a reasonable solution, and it's not realistic anyway, and that only will lead to the complete evisceration of Palestinians. And
I like how he won't even condemn it, because he's saying like, well, I mean, like, I can understand them, kind of wanting to kill babies, like that's like. But he's like, I mean, it probably, like, utilitarian-wise, it wouldn't work. Jesus.
And far-right Israelis will use that to continue.
How does he continue to say so much without saying anything at all? Hasan has like a really funny evasion tactic where when he wants to give a position that he knows is kind of like rough, especially with the person he's talking to, and he wants minimal pushback, he'll present the position as somebody else might say this, and then he'll say, but I personally wouldn't like that for reasons that are unrelated or uninteresting. So, for instance, somebody will give this argument. Yesterday, John said that he could murder Frank. Do you think it would be okay to murder Frank because of his religion? And then Hasan's answer would be, well, some people sometimes have said that given the differences in religion between Frank and the other guy, it would be okay to murder Frank. Now, I personally wouldn't murder Frank because it would dirty my shirt, right? He does like this style of argumentation, this debate pervertry, as he calls it. He does this he's already done it multiple times here, where Ethan kind of, because Ethan's just like a normal human, like having a conversation, like, do you think this is okay? And Hasan will always do this thing like, well, some people have argued that it could be okay, but I wouldn't for some completely unrelated reason. He does this so much. Is it fair to call Hasan a cheerleader for terrorism? He seems to be bent on making sure he doesn't outright condemn Hamas, and it sounded like he was implying it was okay to... Yeah, of course he is, right? Obviously. If any like far-right person was doing this in regards to like far-right violence, we would say, of course you are, right? Daily attempt by Destiny for shaming anyone who doesn't believe in the liberal handbook on morality. Yeah, I do believe in it. Because you know what? Because liberals are better morality than you. Whatever dog shit system you're coming from, whatever country you're in, the other political people will probably kill you for even typing in my chat. You. Let me go back to my single party states, okay, where we all stand in line with ration cards, or yeah, off, dude. There's a reason why liberal countries like rule the world, whether you like it or not, right? There's a reason why this form of government and then this style of economic system has risen to the top, whether you like it or not. It's effective at the very least.
If and only if there was a real, legitimate, well-established military machine that was capable of going and fucking killing every single Israeli citizen, like you said, he is justifying for, this would be as damaging as average is.
There is a machine, okay? It's called the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. It's called Hezbollah. Okay, it's what do you mean? Of course these military machines exist. Do you think it's just Palestine? Do you think it's just Hamas? Like, oh, it might be Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Sorry, my bad. Fuck off.
All matter of Israel proper is considered settler occupation.
And he's evil for thinking that. He is. Right after babies were murdered and decapitated.
All
I can say that
it's
now.
not
Let me
19
let me.
Like, why doesn't Hasan just give the argument here? He's such a oh god, he's such a coward. Because what Hasan wants to argue here, I don't know why he doesn't do it. If he's just like clout hungry, he doesn't want to lose his connect here or what. But Hasan doesn't think that Israel should exist. That's my guess. He probably doesn't think it's a legitimate country at all.
And this is my problem. So as the bodies are still bleeding out, and he's saying this is what liberation struggle looks like: beheading babies, burning families alive, solidarity and victory to the Palestinian people. This is pro-Hamas. This man is supporting Hamas.
I think his position.
I'm glad we're watching this. I wouldn't be able to. I don't think I could watch the whole thing. I don't think I could do it.
Is that people that have been trapped, and I can't speak for him, but
Like, why not just own it? Like, he could just own it. Like, if he wasn't a coward. Like, this is why I'll have infinitely more respect for, like, the tankies that are actually like, you know what? I like the Soviet Union. I like Mao. I'm glad they killed all the landlords. I'm glad they killed all the capitals. Like, at least, like, own it, right? But this, like, weird pussyfooting around, just say, like, yeah, I do support Hamas. Every Israeli citizen, you know, is subject to violence. They're on land that doesn't belong to them. And, you know, if Hamas needs to enact violence, it's the only way they can do it, even if that means killing civilians. And then he could even draw, like, parallels to, like, well, the United States has killed civilians, Great Britain's killed civilians, everybody's killed civilians, right? Sometimes it's how warfare is conducted. He could just say that. Like, he could just do it. There are arguments that he could make. I don't know why he doesn't just make those arguments. Instead, he just takes, like, the ultimate fence-sitter position, while everybody in the universe can see, like, so clearly what he's signaling to.
if you want to talk to him, I'm sure he would be willing to come on and speak his piece. I've already mentioned that I don't find this to be particularly helpful.
He's going to say, oh, he said, I was going to say particularly productive. That's what he was going to say. He loves that word, productive or helpful, because he doesn't have to normatively load anything. Anytime he says something like, well, I don't think this is productive, I don't think it's helpful, he's getting away from making any moral judgments on what's actually being said, which allows him to escape, like, any type of solid position. He's, like, completely not transparent. He's completely, like, he can just slide between whatever he wants. There's no, like, clear position you can nail him on.
Victory to the Palestinian people. Again, the timing that I keep mentioning, as bodies are being counted, is pro-Hamas. That's it. That's it. There's no other way to interpret that, and it's evil.
And he's, like, playing with his fucking dog now. This was you're telling me an hour earlier he was fucking crying because of videos he watched, right, about Palestinians, and now he's, like, playing with his dog, while Ethan here is like, yeah, this guy's pro, you know, the organization that just killed 1,100 people in a country I lived in for 5 years. Oh my God.
Encouraging the murder of civilians, babies, etc., in an effort to free the occupation.
I don't think he's encouraging it. I think he's justifying it.
No.
I don't think he's encouraging it. He's just justifying it. I mean, the levels of charity here is unbelievable. Hasan's fans just want leftovers to be Hasan's stream on Ethan's platform. Yeah, but I mean, that's how they always work, right? Yeah. The way, it's kind of funny, I talked about this before when it came to moderating Discords. The struggle with having, like, progressive types in Discord channels is eventually they would reach a certain mass, they would demand that all the types of content that they don't want gets banned, and then you either ban all the people that they don't like, or if you don't ban them, they say that your server is, like, racist or homophobic or and then they leave, and then they go to make their own servers. It's like the cycle of, like, moderating far left spaces online. It's fucking stupid.
Timing matters.
A YouTuber with
hold on, this guy's influential.
No, I know, Ethan, but his influence is nothing in comparison to the multi-billion-dollar media operation.
Notice how, like, when it comes to, like, these guys on the left that are tankies, notice how their influence means nothing, right? Notice how their influence is irrelevant. But anytime it came to, like, crypto Nazi fascist guys on, like, Twitter with, like, 20 followers, it was the most important thing in the world to spam report and, like, attack every single account, because if even, like, one Nazi sneaks into a school, he's gonna, like, infect and poison every other person's brain with, like, hyper Nazism. But these guys with millions of followers, millions of subscribers on YouTube that reach, you know, and then Hasan, who's making I'm pretty sure he makes over $1 million a month, maybe. Like, for this guy to be like, oh, I can't do anything. Oh my God. How about the negative consequence of this is people think it's okay to engage in other forms of, I'll say, anti-Semitism, because a lot of it does bleed over into that, even if these guys aren't specifically. How about we look at the demonstrations, the marches, the attacks, the graffitis, the everything else going on across, like, I'm pretty sure several countries in Europe so far reported this. We can look even in the United States, where that Stanford professor was fired for, like, outing Jewish classmates. I mean, what do you mean? What's he saying? Like, what do you think is the blowback from this? Like, oh, an Israeli diplomat was stabbed in China. Yeah, but he'll say like, well, that wasn't because of a YouTube video, right? They always say, it's so funny. Whenever they analyze like fascism is always this interconnected network of 50 million players that are constantly working to destroy, good civilization. But when it comes to leftists, it's like, bro, I'm just a YouTuber. Like, oh my God.
If the argument here is that if Second Thought had not tweeted this, or if other YouTubers and other people on Twitter had not tweeted their celebrations, that do we think that the world's perspective would be different on Israel's bombing campaign?
What an unbelievably reductive stand. I hope you remember this next time he like woke scolds somebody or attacks some random. I guess we're kind of past the whole crypto fascist thing, but like,
I mean, you were telling me today how much influence I have. Why does it not matter that people use this?
The
kind
influence
of
you
language?
have is upon
This
your
man has
fan
influence.
base. The influence you have
And
upon
that
your
doesn't matter?
The influence you have upon your fan base was specifically in regards to okay.
how does he? Oh man, hold on. We're like, is it David Bowie's Labyrinth? We're about to get through this one. Okay, please tell me.
Fan base was specifically in regards to okay. Let me dial it back real quick and explain something. This is a basic fundamental that I believe in. I believe that our culture and our attitudes are entirely reflected on the material realities on the ground.
God, it's such a. What does that even mean? Dude, this Marxist shit is like brain rot. Our culture of values is material realities. Like anytime somebody says a class or material anything, you're always going to hear the dumbest shit in the world. Like there's like nothing of value. That's like nothing profound, nothing novel. It's always just the dumbest. Okay, sorry.
I don't like this shit.
Okay.
It bothers me.
I understand why. I understand
He
why you
goes,
don't
the
like it.
electrified hang gliding heroes flew in and killed a bunch of hipsters partying. They were having so much fun at the party till these heroes showed up and mass murdered everyone. Oh, and we liberated the kibbutz, by the way. Everyone's cheering. We liberated the kibbutz, aka beheading babies.
I will once again present to you the same exact question. If this rally was not held and if he had not said those things that I do not agree with, do you think that there would be a difference in the analysis and the way that Palestinian people are treated? Do you think that there would be a difference in the bombing campaign that's going on? Or do you think that this is, once again, So now activists don't matter? Does like nothing matter anywhere? So speeches don't matter, YouTubers don't matter, people at rallies don't matter, like does literally nothing. So can we say like Charlottesville was fine? Like Nazi rallies are okay? Or what do we even, what does this take? Destiny, what's your take on the Israeli polls showing that a majority of Israelis blame Netanyahu for the current crisis? I mean, it's probably good. Hopefully it shows that, hopefully they are condemning further Israeli violence against Palestinians, maybe, but I actually don't know how to read that because maybe they want something more. I'm not sure. I would have to dig into more like on the ground polling in Israel. I don't understand their current political climate well enough, so.
They're not making a distinction between Israelis and Jews, actually. I'll play it for you. Guess the Jews. Etc., etc.
This is the out of everything that you've shown me, this is demonstrably the worst. Like, because this has genuine impact on the ground in whatever nation that we're talking about.
Wait, but the guy speaking to the people, where does he think these things come from? Like, I'm asking him to talk about, he knows where these things come from, right? Like, things will start on social media, people hear them, or in media in general, people hear them, they're influenced, they go out, they listen to speakers, and they march. Like, does he...
And that does lead to, I think, furthering anti-Semitic and...
Oh, yeah, the crowd full of people saying, fuck the Jews, gas the Jews, I think leads to furthering anti-Semitic.
Not only is it unproductive, but that does, I think, lead to a real and tangible impact on the ground.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
A fan of Second Thought who's listened to him dehumanizing Israelis that way, do you think that listening to him might inspire one of those people to be like, hey, I'm going to go join this... There
you go. Oh, Ethan understands. Right? Ethan connected it perfectly. Yeah.
You know.
What, Hamas?
Oh, but and then he goes to the full. Oh, I'm glad he actually says it. He knows how to say it. Oh, that's good. I think this is the first time I actually heard him speak their name.
Be like, hey, I'm gonna go join this. What,
Hamas?
Well, no, I mean it's a according to it's a pro-Palestine.
You think a fan of Second Thought's going to see? Okay, let's walk through it. You think a fan of Second Thought's going to see that and be like, I'm going to go to Gaza. I'm going to join Hamas.
That's not what I said. I said he's going to go.
It's not even close. What was the whole arc we did on like stochastic terrorism that all these guys jerked off so hard when they talked about Nazis and fascists and crypto fascists? Like, did we just forget all of that, or
down to the Opera Sydney? At this location, and be like, hey, yeah.
Keep in mind that these people think that me having chicken and waffles with Nick Fuentes one time means half my audience are going to become card-carrying Nazis. Like,
fuck, let's gas the Jews. Everyone's saying it.
What I was going to say is,
why does he look so smug on everything? Because he's just the kind of person he is. This is why I can't believe people bought this stupid fucking like crocodile tear shit earlier. Like, oh, I watched one video and it was so sad as I bring it up and blah, blah, blah. And then like people like screaming like, F the Jews, gas the Jews, which is kind of scary to see in like 2023 and what was that, Australia? And I was like, oh, like, bro, what are they going to join Hamas? Get the f out of here, dude, you f***ing loser.
I'm still thinking about a Second Thought YouTube fan being like, I'm going to go rise up in the global jihad and rise up against Israel.
Like, how do you think ISIS recruited? He's aware that ISIS recruited via social media, right? Does he not know any of the historical anything that he's talking about? And it wasn't the material conditions. It wasn't poor Muslims in Europe that went and joined ISIS. It was people from all strata of society. Like middle-class Muslims when they fought for ISIS in the Middle East because they were radicalized on social media. So he's laughing, but like, yeah, this exactly does happen. The thing that I have an issue with is like now he's lying, right? He's lying or he's so stupid. Like he should have a full-time, like, what is it, conservatorship or whatever? A guardianship where somebody takes care of him. Like, this is like some evil shit. What Hasan is doing right now. Like, this is actual evil shit. Like, well, I'm going to sit here and pretend like none of these extremists have any influence online, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is Fuentes level stuff. It's the exact same stuff as what Nick Fuentes does, right? Oh, it's 6 million, it's cookies in an oven, bro. It's just humor. It's irony, bro. It's just jokes. Like, what, do you think we're going to go grab tiki torches and march again? Like, come on, bro. It's the exact same shit that these people do, except they've got way more influence and they're co-signed by every popular fucking media platform. It's actually insane. For the way that Hasan is like laughing at this shit after he like fake cried earlier, what a loser, dude.
I'm responding to your
and rise up against Israel.
It's so unbelievably disrespectful. Like, could you imagine if it was like a black person sitting next to him and there were like a group of people like cheering, like, you know, bring back chains, lynch African Americans? They would say something different, right? Could you imagine Hasan laughing like, bro, it's the United States. You think they're actually going to do that? Like, no, he would be so sympathetic.